The Simpsons have been around for a very long time, and in that time they have truly produced some banger episodes. The majority of those episodes lay in their earlier seasons when the creators had a drive and a passion to actually see the show succeed, but when a show goes on for so unbelievably long, a little bit of that passion, it kind of diminishes and we get some of the worst episodes that they've ever produced. Today I'm going to be taking a look at 4 of the worst Simpsons episodes that you all told me to check out and see what makes them truly awful. And if you like content just like this, please make sure to like and subscribe, because at 50k I'm going to be cosplaying as Pops from Regular Show, going to different karaoke bars, singing Footloose, and doing the Milk Challenge. And if you want a place where you can talk about your favorite shows, movies, games, all that good stuff, my Discord will be in the description. Now let's finally take a look at The Simpsons. The first episode I'm going to be taking a look at, which by far was the most requested episode, is Lisa Goes Gaga, and I was thinking, what could be so bad about this? I mean, Ramamama! I like Lady Gaga, it's fine, I could admit that. She's got some songs that are decent, what could be so bad about it? But if Lady Gaga told me to make a poker face while I was watching the episode and I was just sitting here like, that would be my actual feelings about the episode, because it just had me like that the entire time. It is so unbelievably awful. It feels disconnected from reality. The best way that I could describe the feeling of this episode to you, I know it's not actually what the creators are doing, but it feels like they would write something, like write the plot, and then they would get on TikTok, scroll for about 45 minutes, and then be like, oh guys, we gotta continue. They'd write like one more line, and they'd be like, oh, I'm bored. Let me write something else. It genuinely feels so disconnected from reality, and I hate every single minute of it. So the episode opens with a narrator being all like, hello everyone, welcome to Springfield. They felt a disturbance. The narrator is ultimately pointless, and I thought was going to have some kind of good joke, but it's just adding a narrator for the sake of a narrator, and I despise it. It's really annoying, and it kind of pisses me off, because I was really hoping we were going to get something out of that, like maybe Lady Gaga, just with her flaming boobs, like, squirts out and hits the narrator, and you just hear him go, ah! Ah! I don't know, something interesting. They didn't do anything good with it. The narrator's just describing Springfield, and all of a sudden it's like, everybody sensed a disturbance, and all of a sudden we see the Lady Gaga train, everybody. It's a train with giant boots and Lady Gaga inside of it. And I don't know if Lady Gaga had a say in how her character was truly portrayed in this episode, but it's like the most condescending individual you could ever imagine, an individual that thinks that she has all the knowledge in the world, the higher power of existence, and also she likes to get naked.
Conductor, you know the rules. Take off some clothes.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I would describe Lady Gaga here. It's great. She's on her train. She tells her workers to get more undressed because why are you fully clothed on my train, you silly illy boy? Yeah, that's basically what she does. And we just get a bunch of Lady Gaga shenanigans before we cut back to the actual school where they're doing an award show. Bart wins class clown. Great stuff. It's visually fine. He just pranks Skinner. I don't really care for it. And then Lisa wins the award for least popular student, which, okay, you know, let's just bully Lisa to oblivion, huh? Because all of the kids just start ruthlessly making fun of her. The principal, the teachers, everybody hates Lisa, and it's crazy.
Thank you for noticing me. She actually accepted it.
Like, of course there's the episodes where Lisa is outcasted a little bit, but she's just different. She's looking for friends. But here, it actually feels like everybody just wants Lisa to kill herself. Like, it's crazy how awful it actually is. So Lisa goes home, she's really sad, and they're looking online, and there's this person called the Truth Teller. So it's like, okay, we're gonna get a little bit of a plot. Maybe somehow Lady Gaga is the Truth Teller and wants Lisa to feel better about herself, but that's not even remotely the case, because they're just saying super nice things. We get a weird joke with Milhouse, where he's afraid of the cars from Cars, which I thought was interesting.
If gasoline is their food, then why do they have teeth?
It almost got me to laugh, but again, it feels so disconnected from reality. It feels like they just had to throw that in here. Like, it feels like Family Guy kind of comedy. Like, Simpsons is doing a cutaway in its episode that still relates to the plot, but is ultimately meaningless. And it's weird, and I don't like it. Like, I hate Family Guy because their cutaways usually don't revolve around the plot in any way, but I would honestly take that when you add cutaways that relate to the plot, but don't add anything meaningful whatsoever, so I'm just wasting time. It's really annoying. So Lisa goes to school the next day, and because somebody's saying good things about Lisa online, everybody's like, oh oh, Lisa, you're so cool. You want to jump rope with us? And then Bart, being a dick, a succubus, one of the worst characters in the show, in this episode at least, he's all like, hey, Lisa, let me see your notebook. Oh my God, you're saying nice things about yourself? You're trying to make people see you as a better person? I don't really remember what they start calling her, but they're like, Lisa liar, Lisa liar, Lisa liar. And they all start roasting her even more, and everybody hates her even more.
Lie smeller. Oh, great. It's stuck.
Great going, Bart. I understand that you're a bad person. You're a little devil man, but dear Lord, I just feel so bad for Lisa in this episode, and Lisa is no way near my favorite character, but I just feel really bad for her. And so Lisa is upset, and then all of a sudden Lady Gaga's like, ah! 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 Yeah, that's how I could describe it to you. She starts like having a spaz attack, and she has a realization that somebody in Springfield needs help. Yay! So she wants to do a concert in Springfield. And I don't know, the jokes in this episode just really suck. There's a scene where Homer, like, I like Homer, you know, Mirge, Mirge. He starts like flipping Lisa over and over again for like a solid 20 seconds, which was ultimately pointless. It just feels like they're trying to kill time, and it's annoying. So I'm bored, but I'm also getting somewhat angry because everything you're showing to me is ultimately meaningless, and Lisa's just getting pummeled, just getting beat and slapped, and I don't get it. Either way, so Lady Gaga shows up, and she gets out of her train, and all of her little people, they start counting down from 5 to 1. They start like getting in lines and actually making the numbers with their bodies. And I almost laughed at this joke where it's like getting to 3. It's like 5, 4, 3, and then Homer's like, "Where are they going with this?" I thought that was kind of funny.
4, 3, 2.
Where are they going with it?
But oh well. And then Lady Gaga starts singing, and she's like, "You should be proud to be a monster. Oh yeah." And again, I didn't really care for the song. I didn't think it was that great. For when it comes to Lady Gaga, I'm more of a poker face kind of guy. That's about it. So the song didn't really get me very much. But Lisa starts crying because they all start making fun of her again. So Lady Gaga once again is like, ah! 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 And goes over to help Lisa, and they start walking with Lisa back to her room. And I thought this entire interaction was ultimately pointless because Lady Gaga herself is very disconnected from reality. She's like, "Oh, I have the paparazzi. Oh, Letha, you're Thad? Let me show you all these people lighting up and saying, we like Letha." And then this conversation that they have, I can't even tell you anything about it because it's just Lisa being like, "You wouldn't understand, Gaga. Oh, Lisa, you just need to be more of a monster. Be more of you." And that entire conversation was ultimately pointless. And just to top it all off, because she's not actually benefiting Lisa in any way, she goes downstairs, talks to Marge about Lisa, and is all like, what's wrong with your daughter?" And Marge is like, "Oh, it's just so hard to be a mother. Oh." And then Lady Gaga just smooches her. Just gives her a big ol' kiss, and then it cuts to Marge and Homer doing the dirty, nasty, getting freaky with each other because Marge got kissed by Lady Gaga.
Well, maybe this will.
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand where the comedy is. Is the comedy that Marge had a lesbian awakening? Is that it? I don't know. I don't really get it. But either way, we then cut to Lady Gaga downstairs wearing meat. Yeah. And she's wearing meat, and she wants to help Lisa, but Lisa goes to school. And then all of a sudden, Lady Gaga isn't eating meat. The meat thing was literally for one joke about Homer wanting to eat the meat off of her body. That's the entire reason that existed, and it wasn't funny. So then we cut to Lisa, who's at school, who is again being bullied, where they're putting her on the teeter-totter or whatever, and they're playing Ring Around the Void Lisa or whatever. Again, just over the top with how much everybody hates Lisa here. Lady Gaga shows up in an egg, and then Lisa goes off on Lady Gaga saying that you don't understand anything, you're a pop star, you don't understand me, and that was supposed to be like a big revelation moment, and then Lady Gaga goes off and she's all sad. So again, I don't care about Lady Gaga, I don't really care about anything that's going on thus far, and Lady Gaga is just so sad she gives up on Lisa, which is whatever. And then we cut to them being back home. I'm sorry, there's just so many different things going on. We cut to Lisa being back home, and Homer walks in, and he's all like, you know, honey, when I fail, I just remember something stupid. I don't know. He says something that isn't even remotely useful in any way, because Lisa just tunes out whatever he is saying, and then is like, oh my god, I can just tune everybody out. I'm such a cool person. And then for no reason, she goes back and apologizes to Lady Gaga for some stupid reason. It makes no sense. Why are you apologizing to this woman? Is it because the creators saw that Lady Gaga wanted to do an episode and they were like, Lady Gaga, oh my god, let's just make her look like the best person ever, but ultimately do nothing for the plot? I'm getting a little bit heated, but it's actually that bad. I don't get it. So then we have Lisa apologizing to Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga now realizes that Lisa's so cool again, and we get the song, Lisa is a superstar, oh yeah, which is actually a decent song. I thought it was great for Lisa.
Lisa Simpson, Lisa Simpson, Lisa Simpson superstar.
If we had a much better build to getting there, I probably would have liked it a lot more, but I didn't like it even remotely. Thought it was pointless, and it just made me angry. I can't lie to you, it just made me so angry. And then to top it all off, the only part of the episode that actually made me laugh in a comedy show, the only part that got me to laugh was Mo going up and he's like, hey, wait, can you help me with my self-esteem? And Lady Gaga says, no, I can't, you're too far gone. And then he walks away and he gets hit by a train.
Gotcha.
Actually got me to just knee slap. That was actually pretty funny. Everything else was just so unbelievably bad. It felt like things were just happening. You have a star like Lady Gaga, a huge pop star, and you decide to make an episode where Lisa is getting so unbelievably bullied, and then the conflict resolution is Lisa learning to just tune people out because her dad is saying something stupid, and then Lady Gaga, who actually did nothing other than, I guess, being like, oh hey, I can help you. She did nothing. She didn't help Lisa. She didn't help her to have any revelation. She didn't do anything meaningful except sing and talk about paparazzi. Lisa has to go back and apologize to her so that we could get the Lisa Superstar song. It's all meaningless. It's all pointless, and it sucks. It actually is so bad. I mean, I have 3 more worst episodes to cover, but I have actually never seen a Simpsons episode that made me so unbelievably angry with the story they were trying to tell. I'm gonna keep on saying it. The creators felt so disconnected from the story. Either they didn't want to work with Lady Gaga, or they truly just wanted to focus on all of the Lady Gaga jokes that just weren't that funny. It feels like a let's ride on the Lady Gaga meat train, and it's just not that good. It's so bad. If I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 1 out of 10. There is nothing redeemable about this episode except Mo getting hit by a train, and that says a lot. The next episode that I'm going to be taking a look at is The Boys of Bummer, and it's weird how the creators just wake up and they randomly have a hate boner for one specific character, so much so that they literally want to kill themselves. It's such a weird concept to me. You have 30 people in the room and being like, you know what's going to make all the adults laugh and really just, get their funny bone up when they're watching the brand new Simpsons episode? One of the main characters attempting suicide. Man, that's so much fun. It's really not. It's awful and it's very hard to watch. This episode nowhere near pissed me off as much as the Lady Gaga one, but it's still really abysmal. It's very hard to watch. This episode opens with Bart catching a game-winning catch in a baseball game. How exciting, good for him, and they get to go to the championship. At the same time, we have this B-plot going on, and this B-plot, for some reason, is so insignificant, yet it gets more time than the A-plot, which is dealing with some heavy stuff, and that was always so weird to me. Homer, he's at a IKEA or something, and he can't find a place to sit. So he goes to sleep in a mattress, and he wakes up, and the store owner's like, what are you doing in my mattress? Oh, and Homer's like, Mirge, I just love my mattresses, Mirge, it's so comfortable, Mirge. And so he sells 5 of them so he gets a job. Cool, it's whatever. We then cut back to Bart in his game, having a good time, and he gets another pop-up. It's coming. He's ready to catch it, and he drops it, and he fails miserably. And then the entire town starts throwing trash at him, saying Bart sucks. He tries to leave the arena, and Chief Wiggum just brings him back into the arena so that people could just keep throwing more and more trash at him. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks a lot. So the family's trying to deal with Bart's new sadness. Lisa doesn't help even remotely. She just tells Bart that his rabbit is dead. Great. We then cut to Homer back at the store doing some even more fun stuff where he helps the Lovejoys get a bed. And this entire scene, it lasts about 2 minutes, where he's showing the Lovejoys a brand new bed just for the entire joke to be like, Lovejoy, you can't get it up? You know who else is dead in bed? My mom. Sorry, I didn't do that right. You know who else? I don't care. It's past. But either way, it's just very annoying that I have to waste time on this B-plot when clearly Bart is in a crisis and the B-plot isn't even remotely funny, at least to me. That's just what I think about it. So, Bart is still dealing with all of his trauma, all of his nonsense, and then we get to go back to Homer again, and the Lovejoys, they come over because they are very upset about the bed, not getting them up in bed, not getting them to do the good old-fashioned, they're trying their best. But they take a seat on Homer's mattress, and they just immediately are like, oh my god, oh, yes, I need you. And so they realize that it's the mattress, which is what is going to get them up and at him. So they take Homer's mattress, and Homer is left with a bad mattress, which means him and Marge can't get down and dirty. She can't be all like, oh, homie, oh god, I can't use you up, homie. It's a struggle for them. And then we get to a pivotal moment in the episode, which I think is just by far some of the worst decisions the creators have ever made, because it makes you feel so unbelievably bad for Bart, and it's not rectified in a very good way. So, Bart, he starts spray painting all over town, I hate Bart Simpson. We wonder who does this, and then we see on this giant water tower that it's Bart doing it himself. He's gone insane, he's gone crazy, and the entire town, they're there to watch this. Right? How exciting. They're going to be like, no, Bart, stop, don't do it. And then one of them says jump, he falls backwards, nobody catches him, Bart just hits the ground and wakes up in a hospital bed.
I hate Bart Simpson!
I got him!
That's great. Wow, that's something really exciting in a Simpsons episode where I'm supposed to enjoy some silly hijinks about a family that love each other but is very troubled. One of them almost dying in a awful way that's not even remotely funny. Cool. And then Bart's in the hospital, and you would think this would be a moment of clarity for the town. Like, oh my god, we bullied a kid so much that he almost died. No, they're all outside of his hospital bed with signs that's like, Bart sucks! Bart sucks! Who thought that was funny? What kind of masochist, just awful, sadistic person is laughing at that kind of joke? I don't get it. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. So Marge has to go out there and she's like, you guys are being so mean to my sweet little boy. And they're like, maybe we have been a little mean, he almost died. Like, maybe we've been just a little over the top. Really? Wow. Good on you for realizing. Good on you. So then the entire conflict resolution of it is also very stupid because there is no way that Bart should actually believe any of this. It's just very dumb, and it kind of just ruins everything about the episode. Their entire idea of fixing everything is for them to redo the baseball game and make Bart not know that they're redoing it just to try to make him feel better. And it's just so abysmal because it takes Bart 78 tries to get the game-winning catch, and he never realizes when everybody's like, oh, we have to redo this, we have to redo that, we have to redo this, so Bart can keep on trying over and over and over again. It's just not that entertaining. It's not funny. I feel bad for Bart, and I hate that Bart almost killing himself is just redeemed by, oh, let's just replay the baseball match. There's no moment where Bart or the town apologizes to him, or he does something awesome that makes the town love him again. It's just, let's redo the match and make Bart look even more awful than he did before. I don't like it. I don't think it's very funny, personally. And by the way, the Homer and Marge story ends with them sneaking into the Lovejoy's house and cutting the mattress in half and doing the dirty nasty. Great. This episode really sucked. This episode, it had a direction and they could have probably taken it somewhere a lot better. I think my main issue with it is that Bart waking up in the hospital, I would have loved it a lot more if they would have actually cared about him then, instead of still saying that he's an awful person. The dude almost died and the entire town's like, oh, yeah, but remember when he failed at baseball? Remember that? It's just so out of character for everybody in the town to want a little boy to die. It's so awful, and I really dislike it, and then the entire conflict resolution sucks. The B-plot sucked. I didn't even talk about the Homer and Marge stuff that much, but that genuinely took up a good 70% of the episode, with just nonsense about, oh, this mattress, oh, it gets me feeling so unbelievably horny, oh! Yeah, it's just not that entertaining. I didn't like it at all. If I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would probably give it a solid 1. And that's unfortunate. I can definitely see why everybody mentions that this is one of the worst episodes, because who wants to watch Bart go through this? No matter what Bart does to everybody around him, who wants to watch a show where a kid has to go through this? It's just awful, it's bad writing, and I don't know who could find this funny. The next episode that I'm going to be taking a look at is Codependence Day, and this episode is by far one of the most useless episodes of The Simpsons that I've ever seen. It says nothing, it does nothing, it makes Homer look just so unbelievably bad. I feel like we're just trading which character I want to see at their lowest. First it's Lisa, then it's Bart, and now it's Homer, but this one is actually focused on Homer's actions, making him a horrid, awful person. I feel like at the core of Homer's personality, it's, Marge, I love you, Marge. No, Marge, I care about you. He's an idiot. He's a fuck up. He does a lot of things wrong, but at the core of all of that, he truly does care for his family. This, however, is not caring for his family, even remotely. This is so far from how I know Homer to be that I actually hate it. And by the way, the first, 14 minutes of this episode is unbelievably useless. It's so awful. The beginning of it is all about going to see a Star Wars parody called Cosmic Wars, and it turns out to be a awful movie because it's got Jar Jar in it, so they travel to wherever to see George Lucas, and they say, you make bad movies, man, and he's like, oh no, let me go and try and find myself again. Yeah, it's really pointless. It does nothing funny. The main takeaway you need to get from all of that isn't even about Cosmic Wars, Star Wars, all the stuff they did with George Lucas, because that genuinely doesn't matter, even remotely. The main takeaway is that Homer and Marge start drinking wine, and they start drinking together and having fun, having a good time, and that's pretty much it. It really is. There's nothing else I want to talk about for the first 14 minutes. Eventually, Marge wants to stop drinking, but Homer convinces her to go to Oktoberfest. Even though she's not drinking, she gets, indulged by some Germans being like, beer, 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 beer. And so she drinks it, she gets insanely drunk, and this is where we get to one of the worst things that I have ever seen Homer Simpson do. He switches places with Marge to avoid a DUI. He doesn't even stay in the car. He runs into the forest and lets Marge just take the fall for this. And it's no hesitation. Zero hesitation. He sees Marge sitting there and he's like, oh no, I can't get a DUI. Let me just put my wife in the driver's seat and then not even remotely feel bad about it.
In Carson, I'm going to jail.
The only time in this episode where I could see that Homer feels bad about it is where he says, oh, this is a new low for me. And then for the next 5 minutes, he doesn't even seem to care. Even remotely. We get scenes with him trying to call a phone line and it's playing like a hold song, and he's like, la 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 la, oh Lord, I just gave my wife a DUI and let her believe that she is an awful person because I haven't even told her that it wasn't her fault. I'm such an awful human being. It's just not good. Because at the core of it, in a lot of Simpsons episodes, Homer does do awful stuff, but he had good intentions. Usually he does something so bad and then he feels bad about it. I think there was an entire Simpsons episode where he made Marge so unbelievably upset that the only way he could get her back was him just standing in front of the door taking sad pictures of himself like a lost fucking puppy dog. But here, there's no redemption because he doesn't feel bad. It's stupid. It's just Marge being sad. I have to watch everybody be afraid of Marge. She goes to church and everybody is scared to drive on the open road with her. Meanwhile, Homer is just living his best life. And it's so awful. It's so bad. Like, this is genuinely one of those episodes where there's no reason to side with Homer. It's just one of those moments where I'm like, Marge! Divorce him! Leave him! Let him just be a fat little tubby ass just living in the street, down in the creek, gone! Abysmal! I would be fine if he did the Fenny nod, That's what Homer deserves! That's how bad he is in this episode. It's that bad. And just the cherry on top of it all. The cherry on top of everything that just makes you feel so good inside, right? You would think that Marge has a moment of clarity or a moment where Homer truly apologizes and he stops drinking, he becomes a better person. No. Marge, after Homer finally confesses that he gave her the DUI and has let her believe for weeks that she's been a bad, awful, horrible person and crashed the car, he confesses. It's like, Marge, I'm so sorry, Marge. Oh, Marge, love me, Marge. And Marge gets reasonably angry. She goes and finds a bunch of other people who are drinking in this rehab center, which was odd enough on its own. And she starts drinking. And she's like, oh, I don't know why I'm not happy drinking. This is weird. Why am I not happy? And then Miss Krabappel chimes in and she's all like, Perhaps you were only happy because you were drinking with your husband. And then Marge is like, Oh, homie. I love my husband, homie. Really? Really? Your husband gave you a DUI and let you believe that you were a bad, awful person who crashed the car and put others' lives in danger and let the entire town harass you and think you were an awful person for over a week? And you're gonna be all like, man, drinking's just not fun without my husband. Oh, God. I think I love him. I think he's great. Like, the only moment of clarity that we get from this is Homer saying that he won't drink clear alcohol anymore. What a big step, pal. Instead of that shitty-ass George Lucas plot at the beginning, maybe we get Homer going to rehab. And again, Simpsons doesn't have to be canonical all the time. Just make it episodic where Homer gets through rehab and then they go on a wondrous hike together and, I don't know, give birth to octuplets. I don't know, something like that. Make it worth my while instead of Homer being like, hey, I'll just quit drinking half of this stuff. And then he grabs a Bible, which he was holding his alcohol in, and he realizes that there's no alcohol in it, and he's sad, and that's how the episode ends. It's stupid, it makes no sense, and it pisses me off. Like, there's no redemption in it. What happened? Who wrote this? Who wrote this where Homer is just at his absolute worst and there's no redeeming it? There's no moment of him feeling bad, and Marge's conflict resolution is unbelievably stupid. It's so dumb. I hate it. Oh, God, if I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would give it a 3 out of 10, I guess. I don't think it's as bad as The Boy's a Bummer or Lisa Goes Gaga. It does have some things going for it at the beginning, but genuinely my problem with the stuff is that it didn't need to happen. There didn't need to be a random-ass Star Wars plot because it ultimately amounted to nothing. It was over in 2 minutes. You could have made a Simpsons short or whatever you wanted, and that would have accomplished the same thing. You could have started the episode with Homer and Marge just going to tour a wine area and becoming an alcoholic, and that would have been the same exact thing without this shit Star Wars plot. But I guess it had some things that were interesting. I just don't care about it, even remotely. But it's enough to get it to a 3 out of 10, I guess. And the final episode that I'm going to be taking a look at is The Musk Who Fell to Earth. And okay, we got our Lady Gaga appreciation episode, and now it's time for good old Elon Musk. How exciting. I'm so thrilled. I'm just shaking in my chair because I get an Elon Musk episode. Oh my God. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I do actually thoroughly enjoy the beginning of this episode where they're just dealing with a bald eagle who's harassing the Simpsons family, and it actually manages to pick up Maggie, and Homer barely manages to get her back, which creates a feud in which they're playing the Catch the Mouse board game, and they get the eagle in there, and then Homer puts it in a bag, and then he wants to murder it, but they decide to raise it back to health, and then the next scene, they're just friends again, and he flies away, and then Elon Musk's spaceship comes down, kills the eagle, and then we get to Elon Musk. And that first like 3 minutes where it was just about the eagle, that was pure bliss. That felt like Simpsons. I felt like I was having a decent enough time, but oh man. From that point on, it's just I don't even want to describe all the scenes to you. I'm just going to give you a quick summary, but basically all you need to know is every single scene usually ends with this, okay? So, oh my god, Elon Musk is here. Oh my god, let's go somewhere else, and then a different character in Springfield's going to be all like just to Elon. It's basically like Elon went to the writers of Simpsons, or maybe they went to Elon and they were like, Elon, come in the writers room. And then they just did a lot of this, just non-stop for hours, so that Elon would be praised for days, for minutes throughout this entire episode, because the first 15 minutes is just basically, oh Elon, oh you're so cool. Oh Elon, you've done so much for the world.
Honey, guess who crushed me? I'll give you a hint. His first name is Elon. That's right.
Oh, Elon! Without actually telling a good story, it just feels like they wanted to jork their peppermint patties to Elon just non-stop. Definitely somebody on the Simpsons team was a huge fan of Elon. Whew. It's just all it is. And it's really annoying. It doesn't even create that good of TV. I do kind of like Homer and Elon's dynamic a little bit, but for the majority, it's just kind of whatever. It's just Elon being infatuated with Homer because Homer tells really stupid things and then Elon makes them into ingenious ideas.
Wish those were white meatballs.
Oh, why? That's an idea.
Great, awesome. He eventually goes to the power plant and teams up with Mr. Burns, which is also whatever. Smithers doesn't really trust him, and then Musk ends up costing Mr. Burns money, so Mr. Burns wants to get him killed. Great. And then we eventually get to a Great Depression scene because Mr. Burns fires everybody because he was losing a lot of money, which I actually kind of enjoyed that part of the episode because Carl was just singing and dancing away while talking about the Great Depression, like, money is low. Oh yeah. I don't know, it was fine, I guess. That was cool. And then for really no reason, because Homer was perfectly fine with him like 2 minutes before in the episode, but all of a sudden he's like, Marge, I hate Elon, Marge, he sucks. He sucks a lot. He's not a great person. He's awful, and I'm not a fan of him even remotely. It's just pretty abysmal. So yeah, that wasn't very fun. And then, just great stuff happens to where Homer breaks up with Elon. Big whoop. Okay. Goodbye, good old Elon. And Elon leaves in a very sad state, very sad emotions, tragic. Yeah, that's pretty much the episode. The only thing that we really got out of this episode was just the fact that the Simpsons creators were like, oh, Elon, you make electric cars. Oh, Elon, you are just my daddy. Oh, yes. That's probably what they were singing. They were all singing that in unison, probably like Oompa Loompas in Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, all getting down in a jig the second Elon walked in. It's just an Elon appraisal episode. It had no reason to be made even remotely, except, I don't know, maybe Elon wakes up every day, turns on this Simpsons episode, and is just like, yeah, bathe in my glory, babies. Bathe in my glory. Hey, worker over there, can you boost my Path of Exile 2 account all the way up? Yes, everybody must bathe in my glory. Yeah, that's pretty much the entire point of this. Yeah, it's not very good. It's definitely not as bad as the other episodes, I guess. At least there was no character being bullied wanting to end their own lives because of anything. It's just really like, if you love Elon Musk, if you're a big fan of Elon Musk, then this is definitely for you. If you don't really care, like, I do not care about what goes on in Elon Musk's life. I don't have a parasocial relationship with a billionaire who doesn't care about me. So, I don't really care about the episode. I'm not parasocial and like, oh my god, they're talking about my favorite billionaire. He owns Tesla. Yeah, I don't care. I really could care less about this nonsense. So yeah, if I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, probably give it 3 out of 10. I'm not going to say it's a 1 out of 10. It's not awful. It's just something that I would never, ever, ever watch ever again. So were these episodes just as bad as everyone was telling me? Yeah, they were much worse than I thought they were going to be. I can usually talk for a very long time. I'm a certified yapper. It's what I do. I can make these videos really fast because I don't need a script. Usually I could talk about a certain episode for 5 to 6 minutes. I went on for 11 minutes about a Lady Gaga Simpsons episode. That's how you know something is really bad. These episodes just didn't really care about the core traits of the characters. I don't want to watch everybody in Springfield bully Lisa. I don't want to watch everybody in Springfield bully Bart so bad that he wants to die. I don't want to watch Homer betray Marge in such a horrible way and then not feel bad about it. I don't want to watch Elon Musk just get used up for just 22 minutes. I'm just not about it. These episodes suck and there's just nothing really redeemable about them. I just can't find myself ever seeing any enjoyment in any of these episodes. And even in the moments that weren't awful, they weren't even that funny. I found these episodes to just be mainly boring. They're either making you angry or you're just like, just because it's just not entertaining. It sucks. And that's a shame because I have a lot of fond memories from Simpsons. I have great episodes just stuck in here. The movie was fantastic. They were producing some really good stuff, but I don't know. This is just episodes where they lost their magic, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if this video does well, I will do a part 2 where I look at even more Simpsons episodes. I also have a list just 100 categories long about a bunch of different shows and movies that I'm going to be checking out, and you don't want to miss it. I upload almost every single day, giving you quality content, and yeah, it's just been a lot of fun, so you don't want to miss it. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.